you.
Where do you come from? You know, what are your musical
Who the hell
philosophies?
is this guy?
Yeah, right. What are your musical philosophies?
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about the man.
Muse, that kind of thing.
Okay, well, going right back personally, going right back, my dad was a jazz guitarist. I started playing really young, 10 or 12, and writing songs and so on. Sat on stage playing, my first ever time on stage was sitting at the edge of the stage with my legs dangling over the edge, playing guitar while my dad was playing with Oscar Peterson, which is, this is the first name drop I've done on radio recently. But there we are. But at the Ronnie Scott's Club that we've got in London. But, all the way through my life, it's music really has defined me from, like all of us do, like you guys probably did and a lot of the listeners did. We looked at our parents' sort of record collection and sat next to the radiogram in the front room and or the lounge or whatever you guys call it there, and listened to their albums. Mine was getting in touch with anything from the Beatles to the Carpenters to Long John Baldry and some of the old crooners, some of the old singers that we used to have. But from there, going through to the 80s and playing in bands, the likes of Duran Duran and David Bowie and Roxy Music and all these sort of guys, they're all my influences. I know you guys have got lots of US rock and country and all this sort of stuff that I've been hearing on a few of the clips because I've been researching. I've been looking you guys up. I've been researching to make sure.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
It's good to be noticed.
So, I'll tell you what's really, really, really cool is being a writer and a musician. One thing for me is that people say to me, what sort of music are you into? And I say, and it should be the same with every musician you ever ask that question of, every good musician, is I'm into everything. Everything from Strauss to, I don't know, lots of heavy Sex Pistols stuff or the Clash or anything in between. Some of the old crooners like Frankie Blue Eyes and people like this. Everybody has a little influence, and it's like taking all of those influences from my childhood and turning it into the music that I create and have been making for years. My influences from the 80s of Duran Duran in Japan and Roxy Music, Brian Ferry, David Bowie, all these sort of things that all of us Brits and Europeans were into at the time. And lots of you guys over there were in, when Depeche Mode, for instance, came over and Duran Duran, you guys went crazy for them, which was great. But really, what I've done is from there, I run my own design business. I was a session guitarist for a very long time, and I played with lots of people, Jamiroquai and Sinead O'Connor, and loads of people. But then my mum finally said to me, get a proper job. So at the age of something like 42, I got a proper job and started running my own business. And I found that, my company is successful and I've still got the business ticking over, which is nice. But it gives me the ability to, every year, for maybe the last 5, instead of spending money on it, I've got a nice car, I've got a nice apartment, my daughter who lives with me has got all the stuff that she needs. So what am I going to spend my spare cash on? And I just write an album. So what happened last year was I went to Thailand. Now, this is probably one of the best studios in the world. It's a place called Karma Sound Studios. Your listeners or you guys can look it up. It's amazing. It really is. On their website, they've got a thing, it says, the hook line at the top of the website says, if James Bond had a studio, it would look just like this. And having recorded there last year, I booked the studio out for 2 weeks and did an album. And it's paradise, it really is. And a lot of that kind of vibe, a lot of that sort of chilled vibe, not being in a city but being out in paradise, comes across in the music, which is quite smooth. And so what I did when I returned from Thailand in October last year, I just, for my own entertainment, posted lots of or a few of the tracks that I thought were palatable, that weren't going to make people too crazy. I posted them on things like Reverb Nation and SoundCloud and so on.
Right.
And Ray from World 5, who's the drummer, our crazy German drummer, He got in touch with me out of absolute nowhere, and it's quite a funny story because he said to me, I didn't know whether it was a question or a demand. He said to me, "You want to be in this band?" in his big, thick German accent. No, I thought it was an order, so I thought I'd better do that as opposed to...
you will be in this band.
You will be in this band. So, but that's how he talks. Don't get me wrong, Ray is absolutely great. He's a fantastic drummer. And all of the guys in the band have been incredible session musicians in their own right for a very, very long time.
Sure, yeah.
And and of course, you guys have been hearing them for the last couple of years on the other World 5 albums. But they decided they wanted to do something a little bit different. So they got me in, and my voice is completely different than Pat's, or there's a guy called Don Bruner, who was the singer before, and my style. So really what we've done, we've taken what was the original World 5 feeling, if you like, and making sure that the level of the quality of the music is right up there. But we brought this influence of more of a European feel, and it also goes to like the 80s and 90s kind of music. So it mixes US rock and lots of the European stuff that we had around at the time.
Right.
Because we also decided that we're not going to try and make music for the youngsters. They can have their thing. They can have their rap and their pop stuff and Katy Perry. They can keep all that. We're not really interested in that. And so we basically write the sort of stuff that we were listening to back in the 80s and 90s. And we found a real big audience out there who loves that sort of stuff. So there we are. And it's instead of it being... I mean, the album's quite diverse. I was listening to your guest who was on before me, saying that that's right. Yeah, I really like the track that he put on. That was great. That was really good.
Sam,
he does. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I want to give you a few seconds to tell us about this new song, and we're running out of time. So I hate to cut you off. But
sorry, I do ramble. Yeah.
No, we're glad you did, and we'll have to have you come back because it's great listening to you, the stories you've got, and your history, and getting to know you. So we invite you to come back right now. Would you give us a summary of this next song, your new song we're going to play called "I Won't Let You Down"?
Okay. Well, this is Sam Stevens from World 5. And they say that mad dogs and Englishmen go out in the midday sun, but I don't care as long as you're listening to our new single, I Won't Let You Down, on the David Bowers Awards show.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Cue the music, John.
That's excellent. That is excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, this is World 5, and I Won't Let You Down.
I won't let you down.
Well, that's
and
it.
There you have it. There you have it.
Yep.
That's I Won't Let You Down, the new sound from World 5, the group that records from 5 different parts of the world, wherever they're located, and never actually get in the studio together. What an amazing sound. And, yeah, their new sound is different from what they did in the past, and it does definitely have what do I want to say it, a late model European feel to it, don't you think?
It's got a very full sound. I like it. It's going to, I don't know what kind of action it's going to get here in the States, but I think overseas it does have the potential for doing something. It's
and it's a good sound. Yeah, it's a good sound too, and I like it. And I love Sam. He's a great guy, and what the stories. I would love to have him back here to tell more stories. We gotta get him back one time in the not too far distant
we could have
future.
gone
But right
on for
now,
another 10 minutes easily.
Oh, easily, and that would have been before we interrupted him. Well, as it is, we're under time constraints, and we do have to do things like leave before we run out of time. So I think it's time for me to turn it over to you, John Bon Jovial. Take us home.
Okie dokie. Want to thank the good people at Computer Help USA who generously underwrite this program and make it possible for the David Bowers Awards to exist. They're great people. You ever need any help with your computer? Look them up on the internet. The David Bowers Awards is broadcast around the world through the facilities of Computer Help USA in Naples, Florida, and also from the Valley of the Sun in Phoenix, Arizona, and we are available for free download on Blog Talk Radio. Also iTunes, iHeartRadio, YouTube, 365 Internet Radio, Mixcloud, Tumblr, Spreaker, and a whole bunch more. Be sure to click on the follow link on the Blog Talk Radio page of the David Bowers Awards and like the David Bowers on Facebook and Twitter, if you would, please. We'd appreciate it. Be sure to join us next week for the David Bowers Awards, and we'll see you right back here next week on the David Bowers Awards. I'm John Bon Jovial, and we sure do appreciate you being with us this week. We'll see you next week.